For you, what prospects do you like for the Pistons at 21 that you think will be in range?
Yeah, it's funny, Anthony, because when we kind of posted a couple weeks ago, we kind of had very similar big
Mhm.
boards, which is funny. And I think one of my other guys that I've just fallen in love with this draft class is Cameron Carr. So for people that are just tuning in to the draft, kind of, getting their know-abouts of all the prospects, Cameron Carr, if you're looking at what a 3-and-D player is, it's Cameron Carr, right? He's 6'6", 7'1" wingspan, had the second best max vertical at the combine, 42.5. And he is just an hyper athlete freak. I mean, this guy will dunk on anyone standing his way at the rim. And Baylor had a pretty bad season compared to normal, right? And him and Tunde Yusufu were basically the only offensive highlights for them.
Yeah.
I mean, and Cameron Carr took on such a huge offensive load that he's not going to carry in the NBA. Like, that's not going to be his role. He's going to be in 3D wing that, can operate from all three levels. He shot 70% at the rim, right? And he's also awesome at defensive playmaking as well. He has that huge long wingspan, can operate weak side, can also defend the rim when he can, right? But we have Jalen Duren and Beef Stew, right? So him kind of being the first line of defense, I feel extremely good about. And he can get the ball and just go off defensive rebounds. He's great at creating extra possessions. And if you're looking at Cameron Carr, he's rising, right? Because a lot of people are kind of like, okay, I'm on the Cameron Carr wave, because he's not gonna, one thing that really people need to understand too is that he took on such a huge offensive role, but he just continued to be efficient, be consistent at all three levels, which is such a hard thing to do, because in Tennessee, he didn't play really at all. Like, he dealt with a few injuries, but Rick Barnes didn't play him at all. He really had one of the biggest rises in this draft class, right? Because people aren't really talking about him even being in lottery consideration at the first in preseason, right? But now he is. Cameron Carr is here to stay, and I think if I'm Detroit, I'm running to the podium if Cameron Carr is available at 21, because there's no way I'm going to let this guy slip. But Oklahoma City Thunder also has 2 picks before us, and that makes me I don't think Sam Presti would ever let a guy like Cameron Carr slip. I think he would kind of be banging his head against the wall if he did. Cameron Carr is that good.
Yeah, to me, when I saw a lot of Pistons fans hype him up during the season, because I would keep tabs on who are the first round picks, because I didn't know if the Minnesota pick was going to convey, and then it did. I was like, okay, cool. That combine just raised his stock so high, dropping 30 points. I was like, shit. There's no way he's gonna be there at 15. I personally think he's the type of archetype that Trajan really covets. Trajan loves wigs. He drafted guys like Trey Murphy, Herb Jones. I honestly think if Trajan really wants to, put some chips on the table, this could be his Trey Murphy in Detroit, because I see a lot of similarities in Cameron Carr and Trey Murphy in a sense. The athleticism is just insane. I feel like when I watch the tape, he just has at least 1 or 2 poster dunks. He already has NBA range. The playmaking, I think, is really underrated. People don't really talk about the playmaking. That Baylor spacing was Monty Williams spacing. It was so bad between him and Tunde. I don't really blame Tunde for transferring to St. John's. I don't. I get it. Yeah. To me, he would just be a trade up target. Even though with these mock drafts of him falling, I doubt he gets past. If he does get past OKC for some odd reason, I doubt Charlotte passes on him twice.
Yeah, I mean, I could not imagine a scenario that happens, but I think I'm just living maybe a little bit in La La Land if it does. But yeah, I mean, his shooting splits were also incredible too. One of the players that, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. He is Trey Murphy, and that is one of our biggest trade options that has been talked about, is how do we get a player like Trey Murphy, Lauri Markkanen, right, or an MPJ type of player. But we could get Cameron Carr at 21, right, on a rookie deal, right, because his shooting splits to 18.9 points, 5.8 rebounds, 2.6 assists. And I mentioned the shooting, but this guy is an awesome movement shooter. He can shoot off screens. He can shoot off curl actions. And he shot 37.4% on, a little over 6 attempts per game. And this is a guy that can operate in a lot of schemes. It doesn't really matter the fit, because a lot of players or a lot of teams need a player like Cameron Carr. And I also think the Miami Heat would probably take a look at Cameron Carr too, a little bit before us. So yeah, I mean, he's my number one player for the Pistons. But again, like, as you mentioned, like, he's more of a trade up option at this point. But the draft is a lot of question marks, a lot of chaos can happen. So, I mean, it just depends what obviously the other teams do, but maybe he'll be there at 21.